Hello children, so in this session of the YouTube, we will be doing the poem that is an elementary school classroom in a slum, that is from the Flamingo book. Okay children, so here we have this poem, an elementary school classroom in a slum. Okay, the word itself has come here, that is we are going to learn something, that is some of the other people, that is we in our life children, if we want to become, if you ought to go in a literature field. Okay, now here some children are very good in writing, some are very good in reading, some are so many talented students are there around. Now it is not that you have to take this area professionally, fine, it's okay, but the thing which comes into your mind when you are like some children are having so beautiful words to describe in the area of nature. Some children like our, let me share this with you children, that our school principal Mr. Sanjay sir, who was there prior in our school, his daughter Mansi had taught her also in the school children. Here she was a kid, like whenever she used to see when she go after the school, when she goes home on the way, or when she comes to the school, she is describing, she used to write a lot children, and in her writing, when I just taught her when she was in standard 5th or 6th, I have just seen first time when she was in 6th standard. So she was in a habit of writing children, writing the reality of life, means when she used to see the poor children on the road, she used to describe the feelings of those children. She used to come and tell me, ma'am, it's so poor that we cannot help these children. There are so many. If we take the children like the area in which we are living in this area, in the circle area, where there are so many children sitting there and begging, or we can find some areas where she resides over there, and there also she can see, she's saying, ma'am, what can we do, like what we as kids can do for these children. So these are some kind of examples children, like you ought to come out of your feeling when you are like these are some kind of feelings within this thing, that you feel some kind of sympathy for these kind of children. So here this is a poem, an elementary school classroom in a slum. Here this poem is written by Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender was an English poet and an essayist. He used to write poems also, as well as he was very fond of writing essays. Okay, he left University of College, which was in Oxford, without taking a degree, and spent to Berlin, and he went to Berlin in 1930. Spencer took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. Okay, what is the, let me come prior to this. The Spender took a keen interest in politics. Okay, he was very good in politics. He was a person who used to be very good in politics also. I mean, it means that he was very much updated with what is going on around in the world. Okay, and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. He was a socialist also, that is a person who helps around the people. Social means he is very social, means if you can say that the nature of this child is very social. Social means he is getting along with each and every person around you. Okay, and pacifist. Pacifist is a person who believes that war and violence are unjustifiable. Pacifist is a person who believes that war and violence, it is not meant for anything. It is just injustice done to so many people. You do not have any, we do not have that kind of thing that can be solved out. So pacifist is a person who believes that nothing can be done with war or violence. Okay, so he is against this thing. So books by Spender include the poems of dedication, The Edge of Being, the creative element, autobiography, World Within World. So these are some of his famous poem children. Okay, an elementary school classroom in a slum. An elementary school classroom in a slum. He has concentrated. This poem is more, he is concentrating on the themes of social injustice. Okay children, this is a poem which is dedicated to the people who are very poor. Poverty here, this eradication of poverty is very important in our society, but how to eradicate this injustice first of all, okay, and the class inequalities. So there are many people nowadays, it has become much lesser children. There was so much of class inequalities, like Brahmins or something like that, or the poor section is being divided into that area. They cannot come near you, they cannot touch you, they cannot see these kind of things were so much prior, but the generation is now so much moving ahead that it has come so much to the lower end, but still it is surviving children, still it is there, okay. So we will read the poem once and then the briefing of the poem will be done, okay. Far from the gusty waves, just hear it out children, what the poet want to say. Far from the gusty waves, these children faces like rootless weeds, the hair toned round their collar. The tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's grand disease. His lessons from his desk at the back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. His eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. On so cream walls, donations, Shakespeare head, cloudless at the dawn, civilized dome riding all cities, belled flowery Tyrolson valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its world, and yet for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, where all these furthers, futures painted with a fall. The narrow street sealed is with a lead sky, far from the rivers, capes and stars of words. Surely, Shakespeare is wicked, the map of bad example, with the ships and the sun and love tempting them to steal. For lives that slyly turn in their trampled holes, from fog to endless night. On their slag heap these children wear skins peep through the bones and spectacles of steel. With mended glass like bottle bits on stones, all their time and space their foggy slum. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. Unless the governor, inspector, visitor, the map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like Canterbury. Break, oh break open till they break the town, and show the children to green fields and make their world. Run azure on the gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into the books. The white and the green leaves open history their woes. Language is the sun. So here children is the poem written by the poet in his words, in which might be it is difficult because the poets write in their way of describing the event. So let us now see the briefing of this poem, what he wants to say in each of the paragraph. I know it's a bit difficult for you to read, understand each line, but I'll just summarize this poem. It will be more easy for you. Okay children? So here goes the poem, The Elementary Classroom. Okay. Stephen Spender has penned the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum to expose those who exploit the weaker section of the society. So children, like for example, now this is what the first line says, that Stephen Spender has penned this poem to expose those who exploit the weaker section of the society. There are some people, children, still there are landlords in the villages, okay. They think that the poor section or the weaker section of the society, or like villages, there are money lenders, or those who are, they are saying that these smaller section of the society people, the farmers and all these people are the laborers who are just working under them. They have to obey what they are saying. They are the major, that they are the rulers, that there is no kingship, but the kingship has next downward to this kind of people. who looks upon, who says that we are the landlords and the people down to the this thing, they have to work under them. The children in the elementary school in a slum. Now there is a slum. Now there is a school in this kind of a slum. Look like rootless weeds. Now children, there are rootless weeds means bikhre hue. You might have seen the weeds that are seen on the ground. Okay, and that is kabhi bhi kahin pe bhi ugate वैसा वाला weeds, and they seem to be unwanted in the society. Now, for example, what is this line saying? It like rootless weeds. Now, if I want to plant a rose in my garden, I will bring that stem, or I want a brinjal or tomatoes in my penthouse. I would bring that weeds or the seeds of the vegetable and put it. Okay, so I want that, so I will grow these plants around me in my terrace or a farm, whatever. So here it is being compared. It is a comparison made by the poet. See how the children, those who are unwanted in the society, are compared as unwanted weeds. Weeds means kahin pe bhi kabhi bhi uga hai. We are not bothered about what they are. So their faces were pale and untidy hair fell over their faces. Their faces are pale. They are not happy children because in the pattern in they are growing, in the pattern in the sense the atmosphere in which they are growing, it is not at all healthy. The atmosphere in which they are growing is not at all a healthy kind of atmosphere. The poet wants to say that they are so pale, they do not look happy, so their faces are very pale. They look as if they are very, they are not happy at all, and their hair, their untidy hair, they do not have to, like when we come to the school, we comb our hair, we are dressed in a very good this thing. These children do not have the destination of their own. They do not have the reason to comb the hair or all those things. They are not going taught to be tidy. Why? Because they are always like this. This untidy hairs are coming on their faces. They are unwanted in the society. Their faces. Sorry, children, I just left. There was a tall girl who sat with her head down. Now there is in the classroom there is a child with a tall. She's tall in height. She's sitting over there with her head down, as she was depressed with the poverty. Now she is sitting in the classroom, but she is not happy and she is depressed. Why she is depressed? Because she is depressed with the poverty. She is always seeing that there is no money around. If there is money, if there is the atmosphere given in that kind, everything is going smooth, the child will not be hurt like this. But here the child is sitting depressed in her seat because of the poverty around her, or some sickness. Now she's saying because she is not well also. Why? Because a child who is not happy, children. Okay, though a child who always sit in a depressed manner, or he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't want to have a talk with somebody or someone, and he just want to sit alone and alone. How many hours this child is going to sit like that? Okay, so he's saying that there was a thin boy, there's another thin boy, and his eyes were bulging out. Itna patla that his eyes were like it would be coming out. That eyeball would come out. As that of a rat. He appeared malnourished. Malnourished means he is not malnourished. Malnourished means he is not seem like nourished food नहीं, nutrients नहीं है उसके body में. He is not उसका figure अच्छा नहीं है. Why? Because he is not having proper food. तो वो पतला सुकड़ा is so thin in his body. Okay. There was also a boy who had inherited a bone disease. Now there is a child who has a bone disease in this slum. There is arthritis. Arthritis, yeah, this is a very common name which the people who suffer from the bone disease is called the arthritis in the doctor word. That is the a word which is used for the patients who are suffering with the bone disease is called the arthritis. Okay, from his father and looked disfigured, and because his bones are not properly this thing, he is malnourished also, and he is suffering from arthritis also, so his body shape is something weird. Okay, He sat and recited his lesson as he couldn't stand. He is sitting there and reciting the lesson because he cannot stand up and read the chapter. There was another boy who was daydreaming, another child. So we are taking one by one. There are examples given children. How there are children sitting in the slum, they are sitting in the classroom, but still are they learning? Did we find any child who is learning over here? No. Why? This is the description of the children sitting in the classroom, but yet education is not important. They are not learning. Why? Because at the background they are having so many other tensions in their life. So he is daydreaming and not paying attention to what was being taught in the class. Now this child is daydreaming and he is not paying attention because he is thinking something else when the teacher is teaching in the classroom. He was thinking about the outdoors. He is thinking about the area outdoors where a squirrel was playing in the hollow of the tree. So this child is seeing the squirrel who is running about in that hollow of the tree. He wanted to go out and play but couldn't do so. Now the child, he wants to go out and play but he is not able to because he is sitting in the classroom and he is not able to go out of the classroom and play with that squirrel. The poet has described that the classroom has sour cream colored walls. Now here the classroom is also, and that is not, it is not attractive. Now someone like, for example, children, you're going at your home, okay, you're going home and seeing that your house is a mess, okay, your house is a mess, everything is lying here and there. Might be your mom has gone to your nanny's place or to your, for some reason she's not there at home and you are alone at home with your dad or somebody, okay, but the home is all a mess. Would you like to read in this, and your exams are, the next day you are having some exams also. Can you sit and religiously learn your lessons? No. Why? Because at the background you are thinking about the mess at your home. You stand up from there, you keep all the things at the proper place, whatever how your mom used to do. Put the place all clean and it is spick and span, the house is so neat and clean, and then see children, you are automatically into the atmosphere of learning. So this here, the atmosphere itself is not there, children. The poet has described the classroom as a sour creamy colored wall. They were dirty and unpleasant to look at. It is not a good place to also sit in. It is, though it is called a school to them, but it is not a good place to sit and learn. On these walls there were pictures of Shakespeare, the painting of cloudless sky at dawn, the domes of building and the beautiful Tyrolese valley in Austria. These donated pictures, these are the pictures which are just put, these are the donated pictures. Somebody comes to the school and some people donate these pictures and they are just put on the walls of the school, and had no meaning for the slum children. Now children putting all these things, that is the painting of cloudless sky at the dawn, matlab sunset ho raha hai and वहाँ पे you are seeing a picture is given of this. There are Shakespeare क्या story वहाँ पे है. A picture of Shakespeare is put on the wall. The domes of the building is put, beautiful domes and paintings of the Tolstoy Valley in Australia is being put up. Children, now these kind of things is of no meaning to these kind of, it has no meaning to these kind of children at all. These children are not wanting all these kind of things in the room or in on the walls. They need the childhood. That is, वो बचपन चाहते हैं. वो क्या करेंगे seeing this Shakespeare on the wall? वो क्या करेंगे seeing the Austria pictures with beautiful domes and this thing? They do not have any meaning because they are covered with the poverty. They need life. They need some reason to lead this life. They do not want, they are not bothered about who is hanging on the wall, but they want something realistic in their life. They want the reason to live, and that is what the poet is describing. There were open-handed maps on the walls, but the children found them useless and they did not show the world in it. So there are maps on the wall, but the children, he is saying, the poet is describing, the child wants the world in that. वो वर्ल्ड मतलब उनकी पूरी दुनिया, उनको एहसास दिलाओ कि उनकी दुनिया क्या है. वाई टू शो दैट मैप? लेकिन शो दैट किड्स व्हाट इज द वर्ल्ड टू देम, व्हाट इज द रियल वर्ल्ड टू देम. ये पिक्चर का एक ये दिखा दिया, मैप दिखा दिया, मैप इज ऑन द वर्ल्ड हैज नो मीनिंग in their life because they are living a life without a world to them. Okay, so their real world was foggy, dull and sad. They are saying their real world, the world in which they are staying, is foggy. Foggy means nothing is clear in their life. Tomorrow, like today we are planning that we have to go to school tomorrow, we have to have the exams tomorrow, next day we are planned human beings, we are doing something routinely and we have something specific in our life, we have the reason in our life. But what about these kids? What are they doing? Do they have any reason to have the destination of their, do they have any goal in their life? That is what the poet is asking there. Their life was uncertain and held no bright future. So their life is uncertain. They do not have any bright future. The future is because they are not living in the present at all. Why they will think about the future? Because the present is so pathetic. Okay. So they are saying, the poet is saying, places with natural beauties like rivers, capes and stars above had no meaning for them as they didn't represent their world. So they are saying that when the poet describes about the beautiful rivers, the capes and the stars above, these things do not matter to them. However beautiful the world might be, but it is not mattering them. Why? Because they are living a life without all these things at all. They are not bothered about flowers or springs or clouds or stars or sky. Why? Because they are not happy. If you are a happy being, you almost, you admire the nature. You are happy and you admire everything around you. But these children doesn't have the reason to be happy. So why these things are being taught to them? He is saying, okay. The portrait of the Shakespeare, the picture of the ship, the sun and the maps on the wall were meaningless for the children of the slums. Their classroom provided them no quality education. There was no world for them beyond poverty and distress. The other beautiful and developed world has unreal but might tempt them to steal, as they will never get things from that world. So these are the world which they, at least if they would steal them also, they are not going to get it. So provide them with these beauties of the world, if you say so. Their houses were like narrow holes. Their houses are like narrow holes. The children were so thin that their bones seemed to peep through their skin. The children are so thin. They are so malnutritious that their bone can be seen from their skin. Their spectacles were made of mended or broken glass. They are having that spectacles with broken. ये शायद ये चश्मा ये glass नहीं होगा, or it would be mended over. Just like their broken lives. Just like their broken lives with their unfulfilled desires. They do not have the desires. If they have to, they are unfulfilled. They wore the handed down and discarded clothes of the rich. So they are wearing the discarded clothes of the rich. They do not have they are wearing the clothes which the rich might have thrown it away, and these poor are wearing it. The slums needed to be shown on the map of the children to identify with them. So here the map should identify this area of the slum children. Where do they stay? So these are the things the poet is describing. It's very, very heart-touching children, that these are the kind of, the poet has written it very harshly, but this is the truth, and we are facing this truth. We are, like so many people around, are facing this black truth. Okay, the miserable condition of the slum children would continue till some governor, inspector or important visitor came and the condition of the classroom would improve. The children should not be forced to live in small caves like gloomy homes. So these children, so somebody has to take a step to give life to these kind of kids. The gap between the haves and the have-nots need to be broken, and these children should be allowed to witness the green fields, blue skies, sandy beaches, away from the filth they live in. So give them the opportunity to live the life of what they want. If you are sure of showing them the beautiful skies, the worldly, pleasurely world, and the beaches, then they should have to be removed from the filth they are staying in. They should be shown warmth and love and be given the freedom to have quality education. So they should be given quality education. It is not just they are described. It should be coming out from your side. It should come out of your heart that you are giving something to these kind of kids. And this is the end of the poem, children. So this has the meaning this has some very harsh meaning, but this is some harsh reality also, children. So coming end to this poem, so let us take some promise to ourselves that at least from our side, please help these kind of children. Okay, so this will give good satisfaction is something. It is not everything money gives children. Satisfaction is something very important through which we can do. The generation of ours can do something for these kind of kids also. Till then, children, till the next session, take care, be safe at home, and take care of your parents also. Bye.